Chapter 2. A Generous Offer. The strange meeting in the forest stayed with Zeya as autumn drifted into the harshest weeks of winter. Each time she passed that way beneath bare trees on the long walk to deliver her daily pickings, she scanned the shadows for any sign of the pale apparition. But the boy's spirit seemed to have fled like the retreating season. When Zeya asked Kitaro about the ghostly resident, he only sighed and said, "Ghosts were figments, better left unspoken of after dark." Still, she wondered at the lonely look in the specter's luminous eyes and what tragedy led his soul to haunt the rickety bakery. Her worries grew, as snows closed around the mountain hamlet, isolating villagers in heavy drifts. Without crops to sell, Zeya's family could barely afford rice and dried fish. She bundled in layers of thin kimonos, fearing the cold that slipped through cracks in their small wooden house. One morning, as Zeya braved the snow-clogged forest path with the last of their beans, her heart lifted at the plume of smoke twisting from Kitaro's chimney into the pale sky. At least in the bakery, warmth and community existed despite the season. She found the old bahir rolling dough, dusted heed to sennelid feet in white. "Ah, there's my brave harvester," he greeted, seeing her pink cheeks. "Come in and rest a while, chilled, before the return." A pot of miso soup steamed welcoming on the brick oven's lip. Gratefully accepting a bowl, Zeya huddled near the fire and recounted the lonely morning. Kitaro listened, kneading thoughtfully. "I expected as much, with your father's leg. Which is why I have a proposition, if you're willing." His brow lifted over concerned eyes. Zeya stilled her spoon, hope and anxiety tangling inside. She nodded for him to continue. The baker's grim expression eased slightly. "With the New Year fast approaching, custom orders are piling in for festival sweets. And I have more work than these old hands can manage alone." He held them up, thickly calloused and dusted white. "If you're willing, I'd pay you well for weekend shifts when the shop is emptiest. You could work through the preparations while I tend customers. It would lighten my load greatly and provide much-needed income, I'm sure." Zeya's mind raced as possibilities opened before her, like the sun after a long night. With extra wages, they could afford doctor visits for Papa's leg and staples to last out the lean months ahead. Anxious notes fluttered in her stomach at the responsibility, but were drowned by relief. She found her voice small but certain. "I'll do it, Master Kitaro, for as long as you've need of me." The old baker beamed, creasing his whole face. "A wisa choice a child. You've my gratitude." He pressed several coins into her palm, more than her daily delivery was worth. "For provisions until we begin. Now eat, and tell me of your village gossip." The roads are long in solitude, heart-lifting. Zeya happily obliged over the warming soup. But as shadows lengthened and it was time to depart, unease crept back in. The forest path was already darkening, and with it came memories of pale eyes in gloom. She bid Kitaro farewell with more hesitation than that morning. Torches lit the way as far as the tree line, but from there only dim moon offered guidance. Zeya hurried between skeletal trees swaying in wind, glancing back frequently as the bakery firelight faded behind. Somewhere out here waited that which goes bump in the night, or so village elders like to frighten children with. Halfway to the clearing, a noise in shadows made her jump. Only the rattle of bare branches, she told herself, hastening onward. But then, from the blackness between trees came a whisper on the breeze. "Zeya, come play with me.